Welcome back to a brand new episode of Monster Programming. In today's episode, we'll be showing you how you can install CocoaPods and then through CocoaPods actually use and install pods to this project that we have here. As you can see, there is no pod file for this project. If we open this project, however, you'll realize that there is a lot of pods and there is a pod file, there's a workspace, and this is what I will show you how to do right now. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. In order to actually use CocoaPods, you first need to head to terminal and you need to type in the following sudo gem install and then CocoaPods. CocoaPods. Once you hit enter, it will ask you for your password. Now I already have CocoaPods installed, so I'm not going to continue this step. But all you need to do is simply type in your password and you should be good to go. You should be able to download and install pods after you type in the following command. Let's just close or terminate terminal. Now what we need to do is actually install a pod file or create a pod file for this project. So let's again move to terminal and I want you to type in cd and then drag and drop the project that you want to create a pod file for. What what this command actually does is that it simply navigates you or puts you inside the directory of the pods of the pods project. So let's say I type in ls. This shows you everything inside that file. You realize that right now we're inside the file that has pods and pods.xcode project. All we need to do now is simply create a pod file. So I'm going to type in pod init and pay attention to this screen once I press enter. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter right now. And as you realized, a pod file was now created. And this is what we're going to use to actually install or edit the pods in our project. So I'm going to double click on that. And right now we can leave everything here the same. Target pods. Now make sure the target is the same name or the same project name. And now what we can actually do is install the pods that we need. I'm going to leave all the comments so you can understand it, but they're unnecessary. So here we go. Let's say we are trying to install a pod called Tesseract. Now I actually use this in my projects. For now, just know that this is a pod. What I'm going to do is simply type in pod, quotation mark, and then I'm going to, let me just, because I don't want to spell it incorrectly, and then I'm going to type in the name of the pod. Let's say I want to install another pod, and this time the pod, make sure your everything is not in capitals. So when it comes to pod, and then quotation marks, and then I will type the name of the pod that I want. Image, pod image. All I'm gonna do after this is simply type in, press on Command and S to save, close this, and now we actually want to install our pods because they're not installed yet. We just put them in the file, but we didn't actually install it. So let's go ahead and open our terminal. Make sure you are in the same directory, and we are in the same directory still. And what I want you to do now is simply type in pod install and press enter. And as you can see, it's actually downloading or installing all the pods that we asked it to download. So it's installing the GPU image and it's also installing the Tesseract OCR iOS module, or sorry, the pod. Now, pay attention to what it says after. So it also tells you, please close any current Xcode sessions and use pods.workspace. So if we have a look here, notice how we actually have a new workspace that was created for us. It also tells us, and it tells us to and use pods.workspace. So it tells us to use this file for this project from now on. So just to confirm, from now on, we're not going to be using this to change anything in the app or to create anything in the app. Instead, what we want to do is create the pods.workspace and then save everything on this file and not this file. However, don't delete this, keep it in here. It also tells you to make sure that Xcode is closed. So all Xcode sessions are closed, and I know that because as you can see in the doc, it's not showing at all. If it is, simply quit that and then open your workspace. Now, although we have our pods ready and everything, things are just not ready yet. So let's close this, let's open the workspace and see what happens. So as you can see, we have all our pods ready. And I just wanted to show you this, that everything is ready. We have everything in here. And I believe you can also change things, so you can add something here and press save and then install it. But I would always recommend changing it in the pod file straight away. Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe and leave a like if you like this video. Leave a comment and a dislike if you didn't like it, and explain why you didn't like it. Thanks so much for watching and have a good day.